by the looks of things. So, if you have just joined us, the maps are going to be Inferno, Dust 2, and then Mirage, if we so need it, because this is a best of 3. So, knife has got underway. I think Weber just attacked his teammate, which is never ideal in a knife round.
It's okay, he got the kill on Chris J, though, so... Already taking down Chat's MVP.
Yeah,
Doesn't look like it's
true.
really helped their strategy here, though.
Yeah.
Oh!
So, yeah, DMG's fine.
We're still
Sorry,
working on
we're
the
just
poll.
talking to ourselves. People are watching are like, are these casters mental? Yes, we are, but we're also speaking to our producer as well. At the same time,
we could put his voice live, but I don't think anyone really
probably
would.
break people's eardrums, to be fair.
No one wants that.
That Dutch accent, though. Thick.
Oh, dear. I think, hopefully, one of the biggest things that I hope people can take away from our stream is that we love to have fun, and what better way to have fun with our stream than having a game like FM Esports and Mouz Sports, because we're having fun. These teams are playing super, super serious, though, as we are now into the first round. It's Mouz on the T side. No, it's FM on the T side, and Mouz on CT. It's done that name thing again.
It does it for the first round, then normally corrects itself, but you can see now that Ragmasters are looking to push through. FM Toxic are coming through right now from the balcony onto A. Chris J, the star player, as you guys voted for him, has opened things up. He will be taken down instantly afterwards, though, from Rattlesnake. So, bomb being planted from FM Toxic. Nice start here, Stress, and this would do wonders for them going forward on this map. Niels is coming around the corner. A couple of players there. Thompson's taking point. Niels gets the first kill, looking for a second. Very nearly gets it on Leggy, but they're exchanging so much damage as this has suddenly gone into a 4v2.
It has, and this is a good spot for FM Toxic. They take down the last one, and that is a good start for them. They pick up their pistol round win. So we'll see whether Mouz are going to opt for that kind of armor buy that we saw out of both Fnatic and Wizards in just about every second round. And yes, in fact, they are. You can see CZ's coming out already.
Yep, they are certainly trying to push down here and stamp their authority on this game. Still hasn't fixed itself, so I'm going to make sure I don't make the mistake of calling FM Mouse Sports here, but they're going to be pushing in regardless. It looks like the majority of people are Gold Nova Master or less.
Interesting. And another interesting thing is Chris J actually hasn't opted for armor, and Legia picks up that first kill onto Weber.
He certainly does. That's going to open up things nicely. Remember, this is a buy-up for Mouse Sports, so for Fragmasters, there we go. I knew I'd screw it up. They are starting to push through the mid. Right now, there's not a huge amount of resistance so far, but a very deep playing Mouse Sports. They don't want to give anything away. They have the player advantage. Time is ticking down, 55 seconds remaining, and it looks like they have fully committed to this A site.
They have indeed, and now the push is on. A lot of flashes coming off, and it's really slowed down FM, and they get taken down by Chris J and is it Spidey or Speedy? I can never...
Speedy.
Speedy, okay, cool, because that always throws me for a loop. But Nuki gets taken out in pit, and we are in a 2v2 here as...
Oh,
Mouz. Oh, that's...
You know what, mate? That was a flick shot and a half.
It was indeed.
Yeah, so Tabson is all that remains. 1v2. Does have a lot of health, so he's healthy right now. He's picked up the first. Can he get the second as well? Neil's in a really sticky situation. CZ's came out. Is he going to take it down? He's run out of bullets from one gun and the second. And FM Toxic pick it up, but my god, they cut that one close.
They did indeed. I got thrown a little bit for the loop with the scoreboard changing at the top, and I was like, hang on, which one? Where's Mouz again? And, well, yeah. We are now in a situation where the armor buy did not work for Mouz, so FM, this is going to look a little bit more standard, because now Mouz are going to have a couple of rounds where they can't afford anything.
Yeah, indeed, but we have seen already tonight that a few anti-ecos have gone horribly wrong for both Fnatic and, oh my goodness, I've already forgot what the first team was. Help me.
Oh dear, Wizards.
Help me stress. Wizards.
Oh
there
dear. Remember they have Mozambi.
Yeah, that's right. Schneiden on Fnatic as well.
Oh,
that's my
goodness.
memory in a nutshell. I'm getting old. I guess I could put it down to that. I've just always been stupid. But regardless, FM Toxic, again, they're playing slow, steady. And 3 players stacked on B from Mouz,
Yeah.
so they are wanting this push on B.
And the
Desperately.
reason they've done that is Tabson got boosted on top of boxes, so they're watching for a B push, and it's never coming. So they've committed a lot of people there. FM weren't aware of this, as you'd expect, because there's no information to be given like that, but they couldn't capitalize on it, and now the rotate is coming out from Mouz. It looks like the push onto A. They already take down Speedy very quickly there, and through the smoke, Chris J will fall as well as Nookie. And it's dire situation here for Mouz. 2 members left, although they do have 1 Galil.
They do. They could possibly pull this one out, but it looks like Leggy is already like, screw this, Tabson, you're on your own, mate. I'm going back to save this weapon. So Tabson's going to stick around and try and get some exit frags. They're going to try and bounce back with a vengeance in that 3rd round instead. So FM, heavily underdogged in terms of the percentage that people were voting for them, but so far they've started very, very well.
They have, and these exit frags going to come up. Oh, I thought maybe Tabson could have got that with the first shot, but he was a little bit wild. Legia picks up another one, so only Rattlesnake and Legia did remain.
Yeah, they're going to be buying up though.
That's where I was going to say this in the second round, but didn't want to really predict too early. I had a feeling Chris J was saving that armor because he wanted that up pretty quickly.
Exactly. Yeah. He wants to try and get the picks, and he's going to be, because of his spawn towards B, he's going to try and peek out of Banana and see if he can get a free kill, or at least get some information down. So here we go, taking on board with Chris J, couple of flashes coming in, he is going to spot a player, but he goes down from Rattlesnake. That's a huge body blow from Mouz Sports already.
That's a big, big blow there, and now it's just down to Tabson on his own, although he does have the Incendiary, takes down Weber as well, as he pops around the corner. Weber very, very exposed there, up on top of sandbags, but they've slowed the pace of FM now. Tabson has managed to hold, and FM are back to this indecisive standpoint.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a question to me of, can FM claw this round back? Because if they do, this is going to be Mouz Sports in real dire straits with their economy already in just the 4th round. 5th round, as the case may be. But Legia from Mouz moving round, Toxic, are going to take down another kill in the form of Niels, and already alarm bells beginning to ring. Spiddy is going to come back though with a vengeance, takes down Niels, who so far has been probably the standout player from FM Toxic. Spiddy gets his 2nd, and now suddenly Rattlesnake's all that remains.
Oh, and that was such an important pick out from the balcony by Spiddy that, you know, that was the bomb carrier. They had no way of continuing that fast rotate around onto the B site, and now Rattlesnake has to recover the bomb and try and get something done. He's got the AWP as well, but looks like he's going to try and commit onto the site. It is Legia that awaits him. Legia from the back left. Oh, Rattlesnake's going to run out, bomb in hand. The arm sound is there. And they give over the AWP.
They do indeed. So, FM Esports, not great. And when you consider that they did pick up the first kill on Chris J, so that AWP was completely wasted, I expected them to take that round, honestly, Stress. They were in such a good position.
It was such an important pick by Spiddy off the balcony, and really it was a pick he shouldn't have got, but FM were just playing a little bit fast and loose there and tried to get around to B after their picks. Couldn't really get there. That's 2 really, really nice incendiaries down onto Banana. That is going to slow FM into a position where, again, they kind of can't do anything for this first couple of seconds of the round.
Yep, but how are they going to close this one out? Spiddy has picked up the first, but there's Weber with the 2nd. Tabson comes in as well. Tabson with the double, with the triple, and he's looking for the quad. Can he pick it up? He's being pushed right now, and he does. Massive from Tabson as he just locks down Banana and makes it his own.
Knowing that FM were likely on an eco, the double incendiary onto Banana is such a smart play because it funnels them all the way into that mid area, and I believe that was where they were playing the AWP as well in that last round. So really, really nice setup there by Mouz, and that's what they need to get themselves back into this. FM took those first 3 rounds, which is a little bit different from what we'd seen in the Wizards game, but nevertheless, it is the position we're at, and this is a fast push around onto Apps. A lot of damage down onto Nookie to begin this one, and Weber got clipped pretty hard as well as Rattlesnake fell, but They're looking for a route through CT, but here is Tabson. And Tabson's already got 2. Chris J picks up another one, and Tabson with another magnificent round.
Tabson already 10-4 and just 6 rounds through, so he's really stepping up his game right now. But I have to say, even though FM Esports have lost the last few rounds, I like how aggressive they're playing, Stress. This is the big difference between this best of 3 that we're casting and the last one, whereby both Wizards and also Fnatic were super slow on T-side. I like that FM are picking up the pace and trying to make plays happen, even on eco rounds.
You want to know something? And I don't know whether it's a bug on GoTV or whether Tabson is just playing incredibly risky, but he has no helmet. And he has 6,000...
yeah, he
does. Has 6,000. And he didn't have it last round, that means, either. And I'd wonder whether he had it the round before. It's not that he can't afford it. I think he just thinks he has one.
May have...
And that's surprising that he's had, like, what 7 kills without being insta-dinked as he turned the corner?
Hey, dude is confident. He's like, I don't need to spend that extra money on a helmet. I'm too good for that. I'm the king of the banana, apparently. Apparently I say banana weird, which in itself is news to me, but
well, you know, you do sound like Joe Miller, so banana.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah.
But how should I say it? Banana? Is that
well, I'm
way?
Welsh, so I say anything like like that. So I say it wrong. Like, I just already forgo that. But back to the game a little bit. FM are pushed up to the top side of mid, but you can see they're very slow again. 30 seconds remains on the round, and they're struggling to get in because the positioning from Mouz is so deep and so good that really there's just no way of getting on. They're going to go for the smoke plant on the side of site. Niels gets dropped immediately after the plant, though, so the money has gone across there. FM are going to pick up a good set of kills here, and it's 3v2.
It certainly is. They pull back 2 kills, though. In fact, 1. RDL's just on 1 HP, and that's why I was a bit confused. Nuki's going in for it again. He turns round at the wrong possible time. He will be shut down. And now Tabson with it all to do. 1 versus 2. There's the molly down on the bomb site as well. So it's going to be difficult for him to get on top of this bomb and trying to defuse it. Instead, he's going to pick up the AWP and run away and give this to Chris J going into the next round. So FM Esports, they've managed to pull around back. They're on the recipient and the 3 rounds on the bounce. The Mouse Sports.
Tabson did manage to save that AWP as well, so they're in a pretty good position when it comes to you know, the economy. They were able to rebuy after that, and just double checking exactly where they're going this round. Looks like they're going to play with that floating Chris J between, and no, he's going to head over to Archers. Okay.
Yep, he is. And speaking of Chris J, 70% of you think he's the better AWPer out of himself and Rattlesnake. So, again, a lot of anticipation, a lot of feelings are going towards Chris J and how he's going to perform in this game. So far, he's not really had a blinder, 3-5, but I'd expect he's going to bounce back with a vengeance as this game progresses on.
And we are... sorry, I just had a message. It's just,
thought for a second they left me. I was
no, I didn't pull a you on you. Don't worry.
You
left me in... you left me in the first game.
I did. But absence makes the heart grow fonder, right? That's what I've heard. But, as we're talking about romantic, weird bromance, we are going to see a fast push from FM Esports out of balcony. 2 players gone down. A molly kill from Niels. Gets the double, a triple from FM. Toxic now, and that's going to leave it in a 3v2. Leggett and Tabson. Tabson has been the standout player for me so far in this game. So if there's anybody on the board that can make this happen, it's him. Picks up the first, down to the 2v2.
We'll see how FM can deal with this 2v2. The retake needs to be good here from Mouz. They are in a tough spot. They do have half health down onto Hughes, and he will get taken down as Tabson will get dropped by Weber, and now it's a 1v1. There's fire all over the bomb. The defuse attempt, but surely he knows Weber is there.
Ran out of time, though, that's the problem.
Yeah.
He had to go for it, or he's going to lose anyway, and unfortunately for him, Weber was up to the task. 5-3 now to FM Esports. I'm going to see a force buy-in, 2 for masses for the side of Mouse Sports, and already it's getting a bit desperate for them.
It is indeed. Sorry, I was just... the message was about the whole helmet issue on Tabson. That
I read that as well, yeah.
Yeah,
The
well,
thing
it
is,
was more
it's
that.
good in practice, but if you pull out a pistol, you're still going to get dinked anyway. So it's still worth the extra money.
Well, that was the thing. Was of course versus AK, it's not that big a difference, but because they were on an eco, I just thought it was a little strange that Tabson wouldn't have invested. But
Yeah.
and again, Tabson is in the game. We are not, so I will give him the liberties on that one.
Oh, and he is such a good player as well. There's no way I could say to him, "You're doing it wrong." At the end of the day, I'm a caster. He's a pro player, so I just need to shush my mouth. I can't even think of going up against him. He just destroy me.
He is 14-5 as well.
Indeed,
so
he
you know
is.
what? I'm gonna let him play how he wants to play here. It's not my place.
He's top fragging by a considerable margin, double Spiddy, who's in second place, and more than double anybody on the side of FM Esports, and he's on the losing side. That's the important part. 5-3 behind and is still fragging this hard. Someone's been to Tesco's and got themselves a few carrier bags.
Well, we'll see if they can make it work for them. FM are going to push up towards B site. Spiddy will take down the first. That's Weber falling, and Hughes as well. Niels will return one for them, but Mouz have full control of this B site. It's only one member remains for FM. The timer is going to tick down. And I don't know. Is he going to get out? Doesn't look like it. Chris J was waiting on Banana for him.
Ooh, just in the nick of time. So, 5-4, and they did get a plethora of kills, I should say. A plenty is not good in Glando, Vince. You should probably know this after 20 odd years of speaking English. They're going to have to eco, though. That's the point I was trying to get to. So, FM Esports, will they go for another super aggressive mid-push and just go YOLO mode? I'm not too sure. It looks like this time may even be Banana.
Yeah, FM, I mean, they're ahead, but I just feel like they're struggling to come up with a coherent game plan on their rounds. And when they do make those fast pushes, you saw how quickly Mouz dealt with it. So I feel like most of the lead FM has was from that pistol round, which isn't me taking anything away. It's just how hard Mouz are shutting them down when they do push like this, because there's Tabson taking one down. Rattlesnake has answered that back. Tabson picks up another before getting taken down by Hughes, and now it's a 3v3 situation. That was a much cleaner take from FM than before.
And this is an eco round, so they've already picked up the FAMAS, they've got the bomb down, so even if they lose from this position, this is still an incredibly good round from their perspective. They're going to get a bunch of money to buy up some weapons next time, but they want that round. They want to take this one down. They want to turn it into a 6-4, really harm Mouse Wars. However, Nookie comes in, gets the first. Rattlesnake on 20 HP with the AK is going to be spraying through the smoke. Gets one, very nearly gets the second, but there's Spiddy, and it's going to be all down to the defuse. Chris J gets it, but again, a very nice round from FM Esports regardless.
Yeah, they got the plant, they got in on site, so they are able to buy up this round as well. Just a case of, I feel like they could get on site without losing two people if they really just set that up a little bit better for them. They're kind of looking hesitant as they're about to go, and then pushing onto site and not quite checking the right corners and getting all the spots. I mean, they're kind of returning the kills, but not exactly what you want on that. You want to be able to hold for that retake.
Unfortunately, it wasn't to be. But going forward, yes, Stress. I mean, 5-5 is the scoreline. Obviously, FM, I would say, are going to be happier right about now. But do you feel they have the brass? Do you feel they have the courage to go forward and take down this best of three? Because lots of people, myself included, feel that Mouse Sports probably have this game if it goes the full distance. But if FM can build ahead of steam, there's no doubting they're good enough to take it.
Such a biased caster, man. Where's your British spirit? Where's your stiff upper lip?
I never thought I'd support Germans over English, but
wow,
I'm not supporting
them.
I see it the way it is. I think Mouse Sports on paper are a stronger team.
I guess that means I'm riding with FM on this one for a little bit, but I actually think they do. if I'm being honest, they've got experience as a team. They played Copenhagen games. They've taken some pretty big teams all the way to their limits, and certainly they might be able to do it again. But they are going to lose 2 members to begin this round out. Spitty will get taken down, but again, it's Mouz picking up most of the frags here to begin it. And Weber's the only one that remains. He's going to fall all the way back to T-spawn and save out this round.
Yeah, that AK could prove to be really instrumental in getting FM Esports some critical rounds going forward, and just Spitty falling, they're going to be chasing after, trying to stop the save from happening. But Weber is in a good enough position, time will tick down, and indeed he does save that AK. I'm not sure if they're going to force, I don't think they will force here. They're being way too of an economic predicament, so they are going to go for some ZZs and hope that the AK does work.
Yeah, they are indeed, and you know, I'm just keeping an eye. Tabson's bought the helmet, so he's anticipating the eco. I'm saying it as a joke because I know my good friend Albert is watching this, and this is an eco round, so Spitty is going to take down 2, and Legia will answer with another. And that's a quick round in the books for Mouz. I'm only saying that because I know my good friend Albert's watching, and he was talking to me about some of the specifics of the helmet, so...
Well, that was somewhat of a wham bam thank you ma'am round. That was over before it even started for FM Esports, but it was an eco round, so you can't really blame them too much for how quick, and Mouse Sports pushed very aggressively. Does Weber even have a primary weapon? I think he's just got the P250. So this is less than ideal for FM Esports.
Yeah, it is less than ideal as we're heading to the last couple of rounds here. You know, FM, I've been talking a little bit, as I said, with my friend Albert. I don't want to be spouting off his tips as my own, as that's not a good thing to do. But he was talking about how FM, you know, they'd be unhappy if they didn't pick up 7 rounds here on T-side, because they normally have so many plays and so many strats here based on their T-side that they'd be expected to do better. So Rattlesnake with the opening pick may be what they need. It's only Tabson here on being, oh my goodness, the smoke between Rattlesnake and Tabson is just waiting to go down here before they are able to clear out this site. But Tabson's playing this so passively, but now he's going to be rooted out from that place with that incendiary, and now FM Toxic managed to rip open this site.
I'm sorry, but Tabson had no right to get that kill ever. No right at all. He was spotted, he was mollied, he was flashed, and still comes up with the goods. So they got 2 kills on this round. It's not looking like it'll be any more than that, but Nookie will be able to save this M4 more than likely for the next round. And I do agree, FM, remember, they won. They chose to go T's first. This is their map, and they're 5-7 behind. It's soon to be 6-7, but still, you'd feel they want to go in at half-time here, 8-7 at least.
Yeah, you'd feel that, you know, it's such a balanced map that right now you just want to get it as many rounds. I know that sounds as obvious can be here in CS, but it's something you got to keep in mind that this is FM's map. They chose this. They typically are pretty good on that T side, that if they're not getting as close as they can now to an even finish on this half, that is really going to be preying on their minds for the second half and further maps.
Now, those of you asking who won the first map, this is the first map in a best of 3. We did have another best of 3 before where Fnatic took Wizards down 2-0, so plenty more CSGO action to come up here for the Hitbox CSGO Arena Championship. So I hope you're enjoying, guys. Feel free to follow the stream, but regardless, Chris J does go down first in this round. That's going to be nice news outside of FM Esports, but Weber has been taken down in retaliation from Legia. So again, it's just tit for tat all day long between these two teams. Whatever you can do, I can do better seems to be the mentality going forward. RDL's gone down. He should be picked up by Hurricane, but he's not. And I honestly feel that should have been a free kill for FM Esports. As it stands, it's suddenly down to a 4v1. And again, Rattlesnake, not for the first time, is the last player remaining. Nice shot on Legia, but just the tip of the iceberg.
Smokes off CT is going to get the plant here. Going to go as quickly as possible because Tabson is closing in on him. And oh dear, Rattlesnake, how much can you get done here? But looking for the first shot. Can he get it? He's going to get double grenaded all the way down to 33 health. Can't get the shot through his own smoke. Tabson picks him off. Mouse Sports up to 8-6.
Well then, let's see what they can do, because Chris J, before you guys voted him as the MVP coming up, 4 and 8, bottom fragging on either side. Just saying, the curse is real in this one. And to be fair though, the rest of his team have chipped in and kind of carried him past the finishing mark of nearly this first half. 19 and 8 Tabson. They're going to be happy with this, I have to feel, the CTs of Mouz going forward to the second half.
Yeah, they are indeed, and you know, this is a faster play here out of Mouz. They are pushing all the way down mid. They may be underestimating FM a little bit here. This is very ballsy play here to push so far up, and FM are on second mid currently, looking for their way through, but they've actually got a good few members of Mouz between them and Weber right now, so it's a case of what can FM get here. Can they angle themselves through? Spiddy's going to pick up that first through smoke. And FM on the back foot again.
They are. They need this right now. A lot of people would argue that Inferno is CT based, but remember, this is FM esports choice. So they want to be going forward. Still 6 rounds is not bad for T side, but they love that 7th. They're 2 players behind right now. Mouse Sports looking strong, looking good. I say 2, it's actually 1 because I'm blind and Spiddy died earlier. GG, well played. Normally sight's a prerequisite for casting, but apparently not for me. Either way, they are going to be pushing through the mid. Neil's taking point. He does have the bomb as well, so he needs to make sure that he waits for his teammates, because if he goes down in a really sticky situation, this could be the end of the round right here. Chris J finally gets the upper hand on Rattlesnake, and now they're going to push onto A site.
The push is not going to be there because Weber gets taken down. They get the bomb down, but it's not going to be enough to hold on, and Mouz will finish 9 and 6 here. And you know, FM, we'll see what they can do on the CT side, because it's not over. We saw Wizards come back pretty well against Fnatic in their first round, and then have a good start to their CT side, I believe it was, here on Inferno. So there's still a lot to be done here. There's still a lot to go in this, and it's pretty close.
It is. I think FM need this pistol round. They want to take this pistol round down, get it to around even, and that's where the brass, that's where the courage is really going to shine through from either of these sides. If Chris J starts to get some kills together though, Mouse Sports are kind of a sleeping giant right now. Their star player, one of them arguably, is not performing that well, and in doing so, you have to feel if he starts to land shots, Stress, this could get very one-sided very quickly, especially if he picks up an AWP.
It could do indeed, and I mean, we're seeing Mouz right now. 3 members pushed all the way up on Banana, but it is 3 men on B from FM as well. So we'll see whether they can get the incendiaries they've got in the right spots. It is Niels with that incendiary, waiting for that push, but it's not coming yet from Mouz.
Not yet. Slow, steady wins the race. But they are finally going to start to get some smokes down. Start to push now. Tabson and also his tag team partner Chris J going in first. Both are going to get flashed heavily. The snowstorm descends. Niels around the corner, 31 HP remaining. Chris picks up the first. There's Niels though to answer the call of his fallen teammate, but Tabson chimes in as well. And suddenly it's just Weber all by his lonesome. He's being jumped upon from Tabson, picks up his double, and 2 players remaining for FM Esports. This is not looking good. Bomb's gone down. You have to feel that Mouse Sports are going to close this one out.
Yeah, I've actually DC'd from the server, so I will be back as soon as possible.
Okay, I'll carry this on then. A couple kills were exchanged in the process. Hughes went on to Spiddy, and now my game has actually DC'd. Lovely.
Interesting. Hopefully we're not having server issues. That would be a bit of an annoying thing to happen. We'll try and get back into the game.
So, unfortunately, guys, we're kind of at the mercy of the server at the moment, and hopefully it's going to be sorted very, very shortly. Again, if you want to throw us some questions on our Twitters, it's at DignitasStress, at MetasTV, or you can throw them at Hitbox Live as well until we get the server back up and running. I'm going to check from our admins and see if we have any news.
It looks like the server is still up for our actual game, so I'm going to try and rejoin.
That's weird.
Hopefully. I'm reloading back into it, so hopefully it won't be too long to get there. But it looks like as of yet on the stream, nothing has happened yet, but Mouz are looking to prepare for a push down banana. A lot of people stacked from FM on that A site though, so this might really work out for them.
Yeah, casting from stream is never ideal, but I'm also reconnecting, so let's hope it works. But judging from what we can see at the moment, it looks as though Mouse Sports are going to push in slowly but surely once again. Smoke goes down, just the one player is going to be lurking around ruins, and that's Weber. So this should be a free take right now. He has picked off beautiful CZ headshot onto Tabson, and is still being a thorn in the side in ruins.
Yeah, Legia picks off Weber, and the bomb has gone down, and Mouz are in control of the site right now, but I actually don't have a mini-map, so I need to try and get that back, but I'll work on that one in a second. But yeah, Mouz have control. It doesn't even look like FM are really going to try and contest.
No, they're happy enough to just go back and save what they have. A couple of them have a bit of armor, CZs as well. It's still pretty important. You don't want to give them away for nothing. And finally, I'm back into the server. So apologies for that, guys. As the round did just end, 11-6 is a scoreline to Mouse. So that's 6 rounds on T side. Seems so far to not have been enough for FM.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people saying that you know, if they didn't get more, they'd be a little upset with that. And I mean, I made the comment earlier about it being balanced, and a lot of people would argue, as you said, that it is CT-sided. But when you're such a strong, supposedly CT side on a map, it kind of skews the actual map dynamics, if that makes sense. Like, if a team is significantly better on one side, you can kind of angle it a little bit away from that. But, you know, I feel like FM, they've still got it in them. They just need to be able to hold these sites a little bit better here.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see again though that slow and steady is just all day long what we've been seeing on Inferno, and that's fairly standard. Now they're going to rush in with the bomb first. Leggy's going to go for that plant through the smoke. So far it is going well from Tabson, comes in and does give him the chance to plant the bomb down. I'm just looking at FM Toxic, and they're really slow to react to this. I'm kind of surprised, honestly.
And do you know what? That isn't the first time I've been thinking this on CT. In the last round, what I caught on the stream was fairly similar. They were playing so many A that they really just had no chance of getting onto B. And Mouz are just exploiting it. They're going, okay, they're not putting anybody B. Let's just go B.
And they need to do something to plug this gap. This is what we saw in the previous best of 3 as well with Fnatic. Once they spotted the chink in the armor through mid, they kept pushing mid over and over and over, and they got 3 or 4 rounds in quick succession just pushing mid. So at some point FM, they've got some weapons now, so maybe this is the time that they make a stand, but they're 6 rounds behind, and if they lose this round, they're going to be in all sorts of trouble. So are they going to stack more B? Only time's going to tell. Judging by their movements from spawn, that seems to be the case. They're going to put 2 B and have Niels kind of lurking around the mid. In fact, he's gone B as well.
And now the question is it the same again? Because this is a more aggressive play out from FM, and this time it's working out better for them. They already pick up 2 to begin, and that is a lot better start. They've killed the momentum that Mouz had at the beginning of this round.
They have, and they need to keep this going, though. Hughes on quad. Thought he heard somebody. He's actually spitting around the apps area. And remaining 2 players of Nookie and Tabson are pushing Banana. They do have the bomb, but when you're 2 players behind in this kind of stage, you just got to play for time. You've got to hope you can get a pick and then potentially rush into B. And if FM do not show themselves, this should be an incredibly comfortable round for them.
Should be being the operative here, because, you know, we've seen it happen before. You push in too quickly, don't check all the corners, and suddenly you well, no, the other way around, sorry, they push in quickly and check all their corners, and they end up taking the site pretty handily. But as you said, it's a case of waiting out here.
Patience needs to be a virtue for Mouse Sports, and they are going to start to push in now with 20 seconds remaining, smoking CT, flashing it as well. This is going to be a 2v2. Weber is coming under fire from Tabson. There's RDL from the side, takes down 1, could potentially go ahead and connect the dots for another 2, but they've killed the 2 players with 10 seconds to go. They now have to force this plant. Here comes Rattlesnake from the ruins. He's been orbed, he's got Swan, he gets 2. Beautiful play from Rattlesnake, and that will be a 12-7. And what an important round that was from FM.
exceptionally important for FM. They really, really needed that one. I can't really emphasize how much, as they were in a tough spot. That is going to give them that little bit of hope that they needed to get back in. And you know, hopefully they can build off this and start coming back here against Mouz, because Mouz aren't close enough to start writing this one down in the books. FM are well within range of coming back into this. They've just got to make these next few rounds count.
That's the key thing. They need to capitalize on this and start to get some momentum. It's so critical, especially in a map like Inferno that can quickly slip out your fingers. And momentum is certainly on their side. Rattlesnake's going to feel good about that double he just picked up. 12-7. Make no mistake, it's still an uphill climb for them. But they're on the CT side. If they can lock down this B site, which they managed to do last time around, it's looking good for them. Tapson does get the first pick again, though, before falling to RDL.
RDL picked up a second, though, as Legia was still around in Banana, and it seems like with this aggressive play pushing down B, they've been able to control Banana so much better than they were previously, and, you know, it's helping them out significantly here, and Speedy's going to be pushing through Apps by the looks of it. He's very hesitant on it, though. Does not want to get dinked as he turns the corner. But we haven't really commented too much on Chris J having the AWP, but it's Rattlesnake that is the one that's going to come on top of that battle. But 2 versus 4. FM once again are in control. And Mouz have got it all still to do.
They are indeed. Nuki coming round from their side, does get a flash, but manages to live the fight for another day. That was pretty close though, pushing round onto Speedway. Niels is just about going to catch a glimpse, and it's not enough to convert it into a kill. Suddenly 2 players fall in quick succession, and before you know it, in the blink of an eye, it's down to a 2v2. RDL only has 21 hit points. 1 hit will kill him. However, is it going to happen? Spiddy's also ate a lot of damage. There's the grenade from Hughes right on the forehead. On your head, son. And he headers it back. And that will be the kill. However, Nuki has got the bomb down. Gets the first kill onto RDL. And now, the 1v1. Who comes out ahead? Nuki's taking a lot of damage right there. Lots of punishment. Does get finished off by Hughes. Another massive round to FM Esports.
And Hughes shows us why in that poll he shouldn't have been bottom. He got the round at the end and will secure the AWP for his team as well. So FM, is this the comeback? Is this it? I don't want to curse them, but is this it? Can the Brits bring it back here against Mouz?
Stepping up when it's required. That is the mark of a truly great player. And Hughes was just that. Fair play to Nuki though. He was in a 1v2 and he was encircled and he still very nearly clutched that. So it's not putting anything past Nuki. Very nearly pulled it off for Mouz Sports. But this is the confidence boost. This is the inspiration, the kick up the backside that I think FM Esports needed. And now you can see a semi-buy up from Mouz Sports. So they're desperate.
They are, but Rattlesnake has already taken down the first member of Mouz Sports. And again, FM, this time they're the ones getting the early picks. They're getting the better start to this round, but Mouz are going to speed things up a little bit. Hughes gets the first as they turn the corner, gets a second. That is a great start. Niels picks up a third from, and now Spiddy is the only member of Mouz left alive. And I think the server may have just lagged.
Server just crapped the bed.
Oh dear.
Good.
Oh, there we go.
It's back again.
Kicked back into
Teasing
it. Awesome.
Us. Just in time to see Spiddy flashed. He's in a 1v2, or 1v3 even. I was going to say 1v2 on A. And the third player is mid. I think he just about caught a glimpse of Spiddy for a millisecond. They have him encircled. Spiddy in a horrible position from his perspective, and Rattlesnake will put him out of his misery. Euthanasia, 12-9 now to FM.
And you know what? People were saying in chat that, you know, if you ever seen FM play, and it looks like they've actually paused, by the way, so...
they have now, yeah.
It gives us a little bit of time here, as I believe there's probably some lag on the server or something like that, but
yeah.
It's actually
someone said
FM,
in chat, casters don't know what a pause looks like. It definitely wasn't a pause before.
It wasn't.
Like, that was lag, straight up.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's paused. Yeah, FM had a crash, so... They should be back in. But, yeah, I was going to make a point there. Yeah, someone in chat said that you obviously haven't seen FM on Inferno CT side, but credit where credit's due. The last 3 or so rounds, they've been looking better. They've been playing more aggressive, playing a little bit tighter, making sure that they're getting the first picks of the round, and from there they're looking a lot more consistent.
Exactly. I've seen I nearly said it. FM Esports. I've seen them play a bunch of times on Inferno, and they're an incredibly good side on this map. But it's just a case that, as you said, the consistency wasn't there. They seem to be lacking a bit of confidence, which they've since regained. So, looks like they are starting to get that ball rolling. I've had the reconnect coming in from Weber, so hopefully we're all going to be good to go very, very shortly. No one said anything though, so I'm not sure what's going on. All I'm saying is pick or it didn't happen, Capo, from Tabson.
Oh dear.
25-13, Tabson.
He's having a good game.
Goodness. Yeah.
He's having a really good game. Oh, there goes Niels as well.
GG.
Right after the go. So hopefully we'll be back pretty quickly.
Musical disconnects. I think we had this once in League of Legends where everyone took turns to disconnect. Oh, Niels is back. There we go.
You can feel the tension though. You can feel it.
Who's next?
Who's next? Last time I had a ready call, someone went. But, you know, Mouz are down now to an eco.
Who are the casters? They're kind of familiar to me. I'm Metis and the other guy is Stress. So we've casted a lot together over a bunch of different games. So if you've seen League of Legends, then you probably heard us at some point. But, that being said, we're here to cast CSGO, and we are live once again into the 22nd round here. Another eco for Mouse Sports, and a revitalized FM Esports are looking to take their 10th round. And that would be, what, 4 in a row? I think it was 12-6.
Yeah, I think it would be. Yeah, maybe.
We'll just go with yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with yeah. What I do know is Mouz are on an eco, so that's a tough spot. Although looking at RDL only got 1 there, but got good damage onto Chris J. But what that means is Weber for the time being is alone, but Niels is joining him from CT. And Mouz aren't pushing up fast enough to exploit this extra set of men they had there. But what it has done is meant that FM maybe are getting a little bit antsy. Maybe want to move more people over here. But, you know, here comes the push. Mouz are going to look to get around onto site. It's deep defending from Weber and the rest of FM. But Mouz are on site, only losing 1. Legia picked up Weber for that one and going to get the bomb down.
Well, this is a must-win round, I have to say, from FM. Remember, it was an eco from Mouse, and they got the bomb down so far. So whatever happens, this is a good round for them. But there's Hughes, again, stepping up to the plate. Niels needs to be careful, because Chris Che, he's lurking in the wings right now, behind Coil, on top of it indeed. So he's playing sneaky beaky-like. He happens to be Scottish, and an announcer. He comes in, gets 1 kill, gets 2, and that is going to be the bomb defused as well, I believe. In fact, does he have enough time for this? It's going to be close.
It is going to be close. No,
dear.
It's not even going to be close. Not even going to be close.
There's a phrase which I can't repeat it now, because it has curses in it, but don't be by a kit, you know. You know what the other word is.
Okay, I see it. Yeah, I can see that. But, if you can't afford it, you know, sometimes you just got to go without. Or at least, you know, try and pick one up.
There's a one I can say. Don't be a loser, buy a diffuser. Thank you very much to Shidel for that one. It's not the one I was going for, but it still does the job.
I can go with that. That's something that I can get on board with. So, something to note is FM, now that they've been on the back foot a little bit, now that maybe their economy isn't quite where they want it, they're not playing that aggressive style on Banana anymore. You can see that RDL and Weber are all the way back on site and not pushed up, so they don't have control of Banana, so their information isn't quite as much as it has been in previous rounds. Doesn't matter though, because Rattlesnake is going to pick up the first. Chris J will return the favour, and now Mouz get moving.
They are moving as a united bunch of players now. Seems that the rocky few rounds has come to a close, but Hughes with a double kill could prove to be huge for his team. Has taken the player advantage now. And here comes Niels, he's got the Mag 7, takes one player down, and there's RDL to pick up the pieces on Legia. So, really important, crucial round from FM to bounce back after that previous disappointment.
Oh man, it's game on. It really is close now, because, again, Mouz are back to their eco. And FM, you know, they've got a mixed bag of weapons, but it's still in their advantage now, and you know this is likely to go another round in FM's favor. Let's see whether Mouz Sports can pull anything magical off, and I mean this kind of inverts what everybody's expecting. You're expecting FM to do better on the T side, but they got enough rounds. There's Hughes taking down Chris J. They got enough rounds on the T side that they're building this train to come back. They may be coming back into this. 13-10 is far, far closer than I think Mouz would have ever wanted this to be.
And it has 13-11 written all over it. This is an eco, and they're already a player down. Nuki coming through the smoke. Rattlesnake is stood there, spamming through with the M4. Nuki is completely blind as to what's happening. Comes around with the CZ and does get the kill. Catches Rattlesnake down with his, well, I was going to say with his pants down. Screwed that one up, so GG Vince. But either way, the end result is the same. He got the kill, and it's back to a 4-on-4. Niels in pit. He's in prime position. There's Hughes once again. He's really stepped it up these last 5 or so rounds. Look, he's trying to get the bomb down. Hughes picks up yet another kill. 2v3. Hughes finally goes down. Legia will follow suit with his double kill on RDL, and now suddenly Weber is all that remains.
And he was all the way over on B site still. I don't know why he hadn't at least started moving across at that point, but maybe that's one of the issues we're seeing with FM is that time to rotate is not quite as fast as it needs to be. But look, he's waiting here for him. Oh, it must just be so close. Weber incendiaries onto the site, but it didn't even matter. Legia has picked that one up, and oh, Mouz with the eco. Shut down perhaps the hopes of FM coming back into this, because look at the money on FM.
They are poor to say the least right now. They could probably afford a FAMAS between them, but that's about it. So they want to save this, try and take it into overtime, maybe even try and pull something out their hat. And in fact, they've gone for an M4. So I was wondering if they would go for the all-in, the go big or go home kind of tactic. Weber has been flashed, thought the grenade landed on his head as well, but who knew a wooden plank saves your life.
Oh, Legia Nuki. Well, I thought it was going to be more devastating than that because Weber's peering down Banana, but Legia blocked the incendiary, the Molotov, and it landed right where Mouz was standing.
But look at Weber. He's hiding behind this plank of wood still, behind the car. And he is going to try and be an assassin. He gets one. He's looking for his second. Very nearly gets it. Legia is down as well. Huge play from FM. So maybe the dream is still alive. But there's Chris J, the party pooper. Picks up one. Does get taken down from Rattlesnake. 3v2 on an eco round. Anti-ecos have been failing all day. My goodness, FM has still got a chance.
They have, but A is now open. So the question is, can Hughes beat Spiddy? Yes, he can. No, he can't. Spiddy wins out in that one. Oh, it looked so close. Rattlesnake now 14 health. Oh, gets a good amount of damage down onto Speedy, but now it's a 2v1, and Rattlesnake on 14 health has to try and retake this bomb site. This would be absolutely amazing if he can get onto site. Chris J is only 5 health himself, and Speedy is 31, so it's well within his grasp, but he doesn't want it. He doesn't want it.
Okay then, that is, it's honestly that's the smart choice, because he goes in, crossfires down, he's one hit and he's dead from anything. If a mouse farts near him, he's going to die. So saving the M4 instead, and did Chris J just die
he
from
did.
The explosion?
He thought he was safe in abs, but he was just within radius of 5 health.
Okay.
I mean, he has plenty of money, but you know, it's still money they wouldn't want to spend.
But you know, in hindsight, it's a smart play, I think, from Rattlesnake there to keep the M4, to try and keep the
he had no
overtime
kit as well,
alive.
So it's the point that it had ticked down. So it's just one of those things. You get caught up in the moment.
Yeah, that's it. And to have the clarity in those positions to back away, I think it speaks volumes for his experience in the game. 2 kills have gone down. Rattlesnake is still alive. Only just there we go. Nuki and Spiddy chiming together. 4v2, and this map is pretty much done and dusted, Stress, unless RDL and Weber play off the play of a lifetime.
It certainly would be the play of a lifetime. The 2v4 retake onto that, and it's planted deep into A as well, so deep away from them onto A, so it's very difficult for them to get over to that ledge to actually defuse. And it is FM dropping the first game to Mouz Sports, but I mean FM looked very much better in the second half of that. I mean, that's something that I'll say, is this is a best of 3, so it's not all over, but FM certainly looked a lot stronger in that second half.
Yeah, and remember, that was FM's map as well. So for Mouz to beat them 16-10, we're going on to Dust 2 next, which Mouz are very comfortable on. In fact, they've claimed a few wins over big teams on Dust 2. So it's not looking too good for FM just now, but they're still not down and out. As you said, they've got a couple lifelines.
Yeah, and we are heading to our second map very quickly, so we're going to head to a break as we get all the players and all the server ready and everything like that with all of our multiple streams. So we will be back in a couple of minutes with map number 2 here between Mouz Sports and FM Toxic.